Send data. And we're good. Okay, kids. Give me a moment. Alright. Camera. Alright. Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Now, today, we're doing something a bit different. Well, not a bit different, it's on our agenda. We're building two 4-engine heavies. Heavy bombers, that is. And, not much gets done with an aircraft if there isn't suitable ground support. So we need some ground support, particularly important for the lake, because without the ground support kit, we don't get the bombs. Not entirely kosher with that. Now, on the Halifax, has got closed bomb bay doors, so it doesn't matter so much. But I'll have the tractor with a trolley of bombs going underneath it to give it a nice look. Now. First things first, people. And as always, oh yeah. Let's get you a better view. Whilst I'm sure you are reveling in unabashed joy at being able to view my sheer sexiness. That's probably not what you tuned in to watch. So, let's see. There, I should have flicked the light on beforehand. Brace your eyes, still going to get a bit gnarly. We normally do the light before. These are not these are Halifax engines. Right. Boom. Ready to rock out. Actually, there's a couple of things we can do first. And we will too. There's a whole other story. Now, first on our agenda today, the bombs together. Sneaky suspicion looking at this is not quite as clear cut as I think. Let's have a look. It's in the book. I believe I have some decals in here. Ones to be aware of. Here they are. Oops, there's a bloody great fold in them. Don't need that. Now, let's have a look at these. With the bomb. When they come up to us and start talking to us about bomb. Here's our tractor, which I would say is what Paul's. Yeah. Trolleys and bombs. D20, D19. Yeah, a bit on the back. D22, D21 with D23 on the back. I wonder why in this instance. There's might as well do them all. Wonder why. And how you doing, Minpins? I wonder why they put a little separate disc there where they haven't here. Mine is not the reason why. Mine is just a print and assemble. Now, here's an interesting thing. As a quick little aside, you'll notice here they've got it in the truck in khaki, and to me that seems a little odd. I would have thought an RAF truck would have been in RAF blue. They're pretty much consistent in their pics. Hang on, I'll just go open this. For fuck's sake. Here we go. Pretty much it's consistent through that, as you can see. Bam, bam. I'm gonna. Well, I'll be more inclined to think. This is opinion. Is that it would probably and yeah, RAF blue. Yeah. If I can get some, that would be the go, I think. Opinion. Be that as it may. Ah, jolly good. Now, bomb assembly. Ah, yes, that was right. That was 20 on 220. And 19. Ah, I see how this operates. It. Now then, so. Okay. Blue. I should probably get one of these to do a wee bit of sanding. Then. Now. Well. Doesn't really matter where we start, does it? Start with these, putting this through with those two. I was doing some spraying on my lake yesterday, and as I was snipping bits off of or separating some sprue just for ease of purpose, I did one snip, a wheel actually came off. I wasn't even trying to cut it. Disappeared to the floor, and I've just gone, no! But fortunately, behind. And there was much rejoicing. Sanding there, perhaps. Yeah, I was concerned that once we struck. What screws nobody's favourite. As opposed to the Cookie Monster, where I recall as being a very affable chappie. Oh, look. Boom. See you in a brief moment. Now then. I'm going to start my second stream a bit early today. I need to boogaloo off earlier. I'll also do that as a counterbalancing thing. And I'll be doing 3 streams on Monday, I reckon. The idea of doing a few sessions like that is a very good one. because of course ultimately it helps get me used to the idea of just ongoing sessions. You stop your ass. Okay. But yes, I'll be doing 3 sessions, Mondays and Wednesdays, and maybe more. Sessions on those days. They're good ones for me to do that. I think, as I said, I think yeah. I'll oops. So yes, these are thoughts I have had. Now I should probably group these various types of bombs together, I guess. Maybe you can be doing other streams more commonly afternoon in my time. Looks like it might be a good time to, well, audience of people I know just as people in Australia. These are thoughts. There's your day been, Min Pins? Again, it's a pretty happy little cat. That position. I don't know if you saw that laugh. My ha! Yeah, there's a few little difficulties with that. God. Because I may need to be a wee bit derelict in my caring duties if I were to do that. All right. At the doctor's, you okay, mate? I know you had to go and have a couple of things checked out the other day. Second bomb. Oh, well, I think too. Is our state of play with our Lank interior. Later today I will do that arc black, whereas that's a semi-gloss. That'll be flat. That's the plans, and yeah, I thought I'd show you that. And what was the other one I was going to show? That was it. More things at the side, or that one. But I was pretty pleased about what I did here. On this one, would have possibly considered masking that up because it's got some detail to do. But what I did instead was just airbrush down the edge there. Yeah? Didn't do the ends at the top. And by and large, I'm actually pretty happy with how I managed to do that without getting onto there. Now, why am I chipper and chirpy about this? It's my airbrushing techniques. Boom. Now, let us get on with our bomb assembly, shall we? Then, we'll get on to detailing the tractor, the trolley. Good. Why is where's this board at? Oh, of course, sir. Um, yeah, better. Do this. Now that now go together quite nice. So, now there's our problem. Two of the one party. Yep. I've done that. Okay. Ah, dear, oh dear, Rob. You spot the Einstein? I can. Yeah, that'll do it. Never mind. Assuming to be had there. Now I'll grab one of these then. I know why that happened too, because that was different. Okay, that makes sense. Why? That's why I would be that klutzy. Klutzy, is that a word? Let's face it, klutzy is barely a word. It's a piece of slang. I'm using pieces of slang, but slang nonetheless. Well, it's a word I wouldn't even know if it wasn't a bad thing to say. Nor indeed would I know such names as Putnik and Thornbaum. But that's a whole other story. Now then. I look at that now. Beatrice. What do I do it? I just. Excuse me a moment. How's the dog's foot? Is that coming along? Okay. The lid on that is going to keep leaking. Always a wee bit suboptimal. Oh, that's good to hear, mate. I have a pretty major soft spot for animals. Right. Okay, so that'll go nice. Oh. Yeah. Almost. I would say there just bits of screw to me. So I'm just looking at bits and bobs whilst I like some of the detail on. Anyway, let's get our minds off back on the task at hand, getting our bombs assembled. Yeah, no worries, man. Oh, hey, Mr. Prince, how you doing, buddy? Just doing a wee bit of bomb assembly to building both a Halifax and a Lancaster. Whilst the Halifax has a closed bomb bay, um, you don't get any bombs with the Lancaster kit. You have to get them from here. Bit annoying. But hey, what I'll do with the actual trolley is I'll probably have that leading to the Halifax with the unopened bays, like they're just about to open, so as they can put the bombs in, sort of a deal. Probably most of the rest will wind up inside the lake. That's the plan. Um, Doing a 24-hour stream. Well, it'll be 4 hours on, 2 hours off. July the 8th. That's going to be all 4-engine heavy work on the lake, and indeed this ground support. So these are the things. Now let's have a look as to how these go together. Yeah, all very cooperative. Excellent. So, ooh, they're very well. They're not wanting to come apart. There we go. Bit of encouragement. Away we go. These ones, these particular bombs are probably the ones that will wind up on the trolley, I would think, depending on a few. Saw this thing on the Facebook group on amazing how it all goes so easily. You don't have the glue on the moment the glue goes on. It's like the part knows. Aha, now is the time to glue. No? Alright, there's another one. Another one bites dust. I would suggest that by the time I've got all these glued together, including these, and indeed these, that we would be able to put the fins on as well. Then we'll get on to detailing. As far as detailing the tractor goes, because I think that's probably our first port of call based on we're going to need that to pull the trolleys that the bombs go on. A pretty simple equation in that context. So yeah. All right. A little bit of sanding needed there. Definitely. One. Right. So what are you working on at the moment, Prince? Somebody will give a further bit smoothing too before I paint with a bit of wet dry, I would suggest. That's those 6 done. Deal. 21 goes on 22. Pretty straightforward in that regard. Oh, well, why didn't I do it this way? Get all the 21s. Too little bit, rather than just really. Sometimes a wee bit. Ooh, that's a bit harsh, buddy. Ow. Yeah. Oh, hey, man, Prince, glad to see you back. Yeah, yeah, Prince, that's, ow. I think you've been out of commission for a while, buddy. That's not good. Hope it comes good for you. That's, with a forklift. Ow. Ah, yeah, right. Here's a, you might know this tale, I don't know. First, a statement, and that's why I'm aware of this next piece of, or this next tale. I'm a big fan of Sabbath, Black Sabbath, and Ozzy Osbourne. And it's only been in the past year I've become aware that part of the reason why Sabbath had the sound they had was because Tommy Iommi, however it's pronounced, lost the tips of 3 fingers in an industrial accident, just as yours is a, well, work relate reminded me. No, I didn't cut a major piece in half, bin pins. Somebody's Prince has just had a rather nasty work accident. But yeah, Tommy Iommi lost, what was it? Like I said, tips of 3 fingers on this hand. Uh, he was gonna stop playing, yada yada yada, as you'd not be surprised. But I believe his supervisor at the factory actually um, gave him a book about this Spanish guitar player, Spanish or one of the, either or. And basically, he'd had a similar experience and went on to explain how he used prosthetic fingers. Yeah, right. Because of the compression on it. Yeah, that I can see how that would operate. But yeah, anyway, so Mr. Army um, took his supervisor's advice, um, and then got set with said prosthetic fingers, which took some getting used to, understandably. He was experimented with thinner gauge strings, slight tuning alterations to make it easier to play. Thus we have Black Sabbath, or the guitar sound it made Black Sabbath all about, initially anyway. Tommy Iommi. That is it. That has meant to see. The way I could possibly find out. But yeah, it all came down to yes, it is because what happened. Very precise. That looks a whole lot better. But yeah, left-handed. Um, that wasn't Tommy Yomi. Um, I can confirm that because those right hand. I have known of guitarists who can both ways. I know that Stevie Ray Vaughan could. I believe Steve Vai can. Stevie, you see, here's the thing. Let's just get, yeah, let's just anyway. Yeah, right. Well, here's a line of thought for you. You can possibly, just putting it out there are exercises you can do that'll always improve your manual dexterity. As an example, and I used to do these when I was a bass player. Give me a moment. Let me just put this on and I'll show you some. You might want to even give them a whirl when the opportunity arises for you, mate. But, give me a moment. Let's just put them together. Of course, the blue one, white's boning. There we go. Oh no, there we go. It does still have that little ring bit, so that is not. Alright, now, yeah, things you can do. Okay, a real obvious one. Not an obvious one, but a very simple one. Just get your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Pretty easy, but it'll help. Now, if you want to get extra jiggy with it, go here, and you can actually do 1. So that'll help you with those ones. Another one, get your hand flat. And, oh, okay. These two fingers are controlled by one tendon, and that's controlled by another one. So what you can do is try and lift those fingers. Helps develop independence of movement. So yeah, that they may be helpful for you. Give them a whirl. Like I said, I used to use them as a bass player more than anything else. And yeah. So I don't know, if you're finding that your dexterity is not where it used to be, that might be handy. Yeah, do it. Like I said, I was doing it as for musical things to enhance my dexterity. So if you've lost dexterity, you might be able to get some back. Yeah. Never hurts to give it a whirl, but as you have mentioned already. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, let's get back to these bombs. Bass playing is something I would like to get back to. I was actually reasonably good. Just I got too busy with work and training to be able to continue it realistically. Because I wasn't in a band at that point. If I'd been in a band, I probably would have kept playing. So yeah. Yeah, I think it cost me getting back into bass. If I'm going to do it, I want to get a decent one. I don't have one at the moment. Not cheap. Decent one. Of course, you want to get an amplifier and decent cordage with it. Decent bass all on its own will cost $1,000. Then, well, probably only be doing it for myself. I need a practice amp. They're really cheap. But again, one of these. But like if I'm going to be playing for myself, I'm going to require anything more than about a 25 watt. Not like I'm going to need a 400 watt head with two 200 watts. Oh yeah, what is it? What was it? I used to have a 200 watt head, the 400 watt speaker. And what I actually was working on getting was a 400 watt head, two 400 watt speakers, so I would go 200 watts a channel without any risk of distortion. Be a bit of investment in that together. Whereas want to do, all I need is small, cheap and cheesy, 25 watt amp. Okay, I'll go. Now, these bombs are coming along. They're taking longer than I had anticipated, but if that's my biggest issue in life, as always, hey, concern not there. Yeah. Okay. Um, oops. Zero D. Logically, it'd be that one. Pause again. Great rule of series glue one. Pick of a thing. Another. There we go. All right. Now, next. This. Okay. Not sure which of the bombs that I've got. I think I should check. Is what other bombs there might be to put together? Because I reckon there might be. That doesn't look like the right number given that. Follow me. Why would there be 6 small ones if you can fit 6 of these as well on top of the big kahuna ones that we're going to put together? Dude, I'm sufficiently curious. Nope, that would appear to be the dealio. Never mind. Okay. Together happily, are we? We are. Yes. Glue, where to put that? There we go. Okay. And one more. As always, it's going to get very nicely there, which means that it is going to put its fist up my clacker when I put the glue on. Yeah. Sorry, I'm checking out on that bomb thing again. Wait, I only checked out 2 screws in my box. There are 5. The other 2 are 3 are. Alright. Now, and there we go. Oops. That's all the bomb casing stuff there. These 2. That end obviously goes onto there. Give me a moment and we shall find out. Okay. I've left the back of that open, so what goes on that? A bit freaky. Or is it that goes on one or urban? What the hell? Why is there an empty? That doesn't make. Surely wouldn't look good. Ah. Intriguing. Recutters. Oh, sorry, mate. Okay, we can we can have a look and see and identify. But because here is, we have, let's see, here we go. That's a five. These ones would be 500, 1,000, 4,000, 8,000. I was going to put the 8,000 in because, well, look at the size of that thing. And then decide as to which part 30. Was that the colour? That's the colour. Now, anyway, but yeah, that's an 8,000 for 1,500. Yeah, I did a bit of research into bomber sizes, or the. I think I told you a friend of mine asked me as to what was the bigger aircraft, and it was actually quite interesting. In as much as a lot of it, of the most famous of the Lank's big trick was that it could carry a variety of payloads, and some of them were pretty big. These sort of things. Apparently, the Halifax could carry as many, but it couldn't. Like, it wouldn't be able to carry these sorts of things because you couldn't shut the. It actually carried some in the wings, which the Lank had just the bomb bay. So, bottom line. Oh, there we go. It goes in there first, I'm guessing. As you can see, there's a little disc that needs to go in there. What I can do, just there's another way around this. And bam, 4, 60. Now, but yeah, the Halifax had some bomb capacities spaces in the wings, which of course limited it somewhat. Which is why the Lank got things like, well, a stack of different options. The Lank, the Flying Fortress was probably more secure, I'd suggest, by mere virtue of the amount of guns it had, but didn't carry the same payload. That'll just pop in there very nicely. Look at that. That's a bit easy, isn't it, kid? So what we will do, that needs to be, that doesn't. All right. Anyway, point being, B-17 was in dimensions 2 meters long, but didn't have the same payload. The short Sterling carried more than twice the payload of either the Lank or the Fortress, but was vulnerable through lack of guns. Was a bit slower and did not really cutting the mustard, which is why, of course, the Lank came around. But oh, hey buddy, how you doing? Just doing a bit of bomb work here, and at the moment I'm waxing lyrical about what I found out about bombers. What was interesting was that the B-29 pretty much dwarfed all of them, but there's no great surprise to that. And but what in turn I found interesting was that if you compare a Super Fortress was 29 meters long, or 30 meters long, something like that. And you got your should do both sides. And your Flying Fortress 23, as was the Short Sterling, and indeed the Focke-Wulf Condor. B-52, on the other hand, is 49 meters long. Yes, they are absolutely colossal aircraft, but hey. There you've been, Urban Tech Bro, good? Yeah. These together. And there's nothing wrong with just chilling, mate. What's the line out of, don't know if you ever saw the LEG movie. The big line I'm looking for is chilling, relaxing. It ain't too taxing. We'll pop this one in right now, I think. There we go. It's dropping very nicely. It will. Boom. It's a little bomb. Well, not so little. 4,000 pounds of high explosive will ruin your day. No, I'm working on a Lancaster at the moment and a Halifax. That's why I was doing research on um, bomber sizes. A mate of mine asked. He has an interest, but doesn't necessarily know that much about aircraft per se. Truth, I guess, at this point, which I don't either. I look at some parts and say, this thing of you bob here. That's real technical terminology, that is, by golly. But I am doing a link. I'm also doing a 24-hour stream on the detailing. Well, it'll be 4 hours on, 2 hours off in early July. July 8th and 9th, that's Australian. 7th and 8th for those in Europe and America. Now, I don't reckon it is. I think the tall boy, that might be a tall boy, but there's also the Grand Slam that was the 12,000 pounder, wasn't it? This is an 8,000 pounder. So, yeah, look, one thing is certain, it's fucking huge, man. It's certainly a bomb you wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of. Ask the poor people of Hamburg about that. And Dresden and Cologne. Rightio, so in that case, this would probably be a tall boy. You can certainly see where it gets its name in comparison to all the other bombs. When we consider that that's 1,000 pounds there. Boom. What do you look at? Well, you have me there, yes. Correctamundo. In strict, although I'm also doing 2 hours after one. So I'm going, okay, this is Australian times I'm given, so we'll roll with that. Starting at 4:30 in the morning, and I'll be finishing or restarting again at 4:30 in the morning, being the 24 hours, and I'll do a 2 hour sort of wind down session. So I guess 18 hours of the within 18 sleeping for 18 hours in a 26-hour period, I guess is the if we're going to go into that area of detail. Way I figure it, there may be maybe well worth my while considering food breaks, maybe the occasional break for power nap, meditation, anything that'll and also just keep my mind a bit fresh. At the end of it, I expect I'll be very, very tired. I'm putting fishing off that day till the next day, which time hopefully I'll have slept adequately to be able to go and give fishing a serious focus. That's the plan. Boom. Boom indeed, let's face it. Yeah, they're rather friendly, but highly impressive 8,000-pound bomb. Now, I'm going to take a very brief break, chaps. I will be back very quickly indeed. Then we're going to put the tails on those. God, they're 500-pound bombs, and they look like that's I kind of like that fact in its own little way. And then once we've done those, we will get on to detailing bits and bobs, mostly on the tractor and the trolleys. Those sorts of bits and pieces we have. Here are our trolleys. Boom. That's not the tractor. Where's the tractor gone? Here's the tractor. Boom. Let's take another tractor. One the part of which I'm looking forward to. I'll just zoom in for it even. Yeah. Yeah. Little tiny bits of detail that I reckon could make it look kind of funky. Well, actually, to be fair, it's not Kissy. It was Milli Vanilli were the perpetrators, weren't they? They were the guilty parties on that one. And actually, there's been a few famous cases now I think about it. Oh, you distract me from ducking off for a moment. You, I see your cunning plan. So yeah, these are the things, kids. Now I'll be back very shortly. Give me about not even hopefully it won't even be 5. I've just noticed that last comment before I ducked off, and oh, you're kidding me. Is that the only real response I can actually give to that? That's look, seriously, if you're gonna perform, don't. Yeah. Suppose you can kiss defense, they've always been pretty overt about the marketing, and they are a business. They know that. Wow, feel kind of shocked. Now I'll be back, chaps. Alrighty, I'm back. Obviously. Now, this is going to be our big one for the Lank. I'll see what goes on with it, and the rest will go on the trolleys for the Hampton. That's the plan. Arbersblocken. Actually, as I'm building an English one, I should probably do that more of an English sort of a tone, something along the lines of, that's how it'll happen, chaps. Now, let's get these tail fins to our bomb, shall we? Be a fairly straightforward little op. Let's just take all of them off. Tidy them up after. Yeah, I'm quite getting back to the lip syncing thing. What the hell, man? I heard. Here's the thing. I mean, okay. First, we can safely assume their voices haven't dealt so well with time. This is what happens. You know, if so, it is time to retire. But gonna say on a sort of related note, I heard, and bearing in mind this was a few years ago now, Bruce Dickinson. He'd done some vocal work. I don't know if it was solo, but yeah, he would have been 60 at the time. That was a while ago, and I've gotta say, for a man of 60, his voice had not diminished. It was quite something. So I'd say he's probably taken a bit of effort into maintaining his voice. You'd need to, if it's worth millions. I know Rod Stewart did. Although there's a bit of an amusing tale with that one, kids. Goes like this. Rod Stewart, reputedly, okay, he was well aware that his voice was his meal ticket in a pretty major kind of way. No problem there. He did, like most of the music industry, rather like his cocaine, as you do. Well, certainly as he did, and certainly as Ozzy Osbourne did. So the list goes. See what I'm going to do for a moment. I'm going to just get rid of this shit. Make it really, well, because I'm having to reach over this. I don't know. And even if I turn it around, it sort of drags it down. Here we go. It's going to make life a bit easier. Yeah, anyway, so Rod Stewart's singing, and he wants to wants to continue to indulge in his coke. Well, what his solution to the problem was to get those casings that vitamins come in, those little ones that you can open up and empty out the contents of. Those, all with the relevant quantity of cocaine, and insert rectally. Yes, cocaine suppositories, I believe. Basically, dealio. And wow, look, Rod, maybe just maybe most of us don't go for our recreational activity or recreational substances being rectally inserted. Maybe there's something you should consider there. But that's how he did it, apparently. And there you have it. Scary but true. Well, reason to believe it is true. Nothing surprised me with the rock industry. Um, yes, just make sure I'm going the right way. That's what's assumed. Yeah, well, that's precisely right, man. Yeah. And look, you know, man, the fans are absolutely on the money. Absolutely on the money. Unless that was presented up front that that is the case. No, 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 kids, you can't be doing that. Um, Further to which, if you're going to do it, at least keep your. Oh dear. And then, to have earlier said, well, if you're going to lip sync about it, no, no, but boys, ridiculous. Hang on. Ah, hang on a moment, guys. I might be well. I can't see it on me. Often that down. Fact. Torch. Then, more than anything else, is shit, may need to see it immediately. I'd go. And very clever. I'll pay that. But what I'm going to do very quickly, guys, is grab the torch and just see if I can find that little piece. It would. Hang on. Might even have spotted it. Give me a moment. I just want to sure you can understand my urge to um, see if I can locate. If not, I'll have another look later on. Now, me, what am I going to do? Oh dear. Very what used to be. That piece of sprue. Not quite boy wonder. A more thorough look later on. At least I can make sure that the area my feet would go in. Aha! Well, that was totally worth it, kids. Found it. Robster 1, Carpet Monster 0. Ha ha! Actually, that's not true. It's Robster 1, Carpet Monster. We're not even going to go into how many the Carpet Monster's done. I think we've all got that pretty horrifying tally on that front. um, there we go. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, let's face it, the original frauds on that front were, well, not lip. I don't know about lip syncing, but certainly on record and stuff for the monkeys, really, weren't they? But hey, these are the things, kids. All right, Now I need a mouthful of coffee after finding that part. And as always, oh yeah, coffee. Yeah, actually here's a question. What angle should they go on? That way? Let's just have a look at the pic, just to be sure. To be sure, to be sure, to be sure. Uh, no. See? I'd have been wrong. Otherwise, so that goes that way, that way. Or it's not what I mean by that way, that way. The other thing I'm kind of surprised that they did that a bit with, or surprised at them for. Let's face it, once that sort of stuff happens, the reputation gets out, or the word gets out, it destroys your reputation, mate. Who would be, I mean, you would think they'd have made enough money that that was not a necessity, therefore, for them to perform if they were going to be that go down that path. I could list and I could pontificate and speculate all I like. At the end of the day, it's not really that relevant, is it, guys? Not our issue. Fans' issue. We. Have it. Oh, there we go. Boom. One. Sit. Yeah. Yeah. Strange enjoyment out of making bombs. Well, not strange. Part of it is that I have reason to believe part in the making of bombs. There's a veteran turner by trade, and I know he used to bomb defusing as well. He came home one day apparently with a incendiary bomb, German incendiary, that he defused at the factory. It would make a marvellous doorstop. We polished it and got it on the buffer as well, made it really nice and shiny. Yeah. Apparently, it was doing her Charlie. He's there. No, it'll be fine. I've defused it. Um, then there was, yeah, apparently for a while he was man to approach regarding ceramic nose cones for missiles. That's obviously post-war. They came and just people from overseas used to talk to him about it. Weapons research establishment, Edinburgh in this South Australia, not one of the UK. Oops, lost it. And yeah, what was my point with that? There was a point. Yeah, the only reason he apparently one day he turned to him and said, turned to his bosses and said, look, you pay me what I'm worth, and I'll tell you whatever you want to know. The reason it didn't go and happen, demarcation dispute regarding his qualification. Well, if you're not going to pay me what it's worth, I'm telling you. Now, I call that fair enough. Hey. But yes, he was also actually the very first person with hydroponics. I'm talking about 30 years before it was even it's probably 20 odd years before it was even a thing. He was a very keen gardener. That there's a specific little ledge thing. Yeah, actually see it. Just out of curiosity. What? Almost. Yeah, and anyways, I can't remember coming home one day and he's out the back filling with these things, trying to put plants into, well, not into soil, but into these beaded things. He's saying to us, it's the way of the future. We're all eating nuts. But the only reason it didn't work is because it didn't have a glass house. Other than that, and now, of course, hydroponics is the way everybody grows shit. So he was like, just, well, ahead of his time and didn't have quite the right facilities. But yeah. So there you go. Bit about my family, I guess. Grandparents actually barehanded my upbringing because both my parents were at work. Or at least my mother, well, my dad was at work, and when he wasn't, he was busy with his mistress. The mother at work, studying. Both my grandparents, much older sister. Yeah, I am wondering how to configure the bomb bay. The I do want to put the 8,000 pounder in because let's face it, it's 8,000 pounder. It says two things to me. It says "fuck you" to the opponent. That's what it says. Look at the size of that thing. Um, but yeah, however I configure it, ultimately the remaining bombs will obviously go on the trolley. I have to see which way really sort of like conveys best what I want to achieve with it. Give me a moment. And I'm back. Now, so yeah, actually, I'll get these bombs together, and then we can have a quick look maybe at the Esther assembly sheet. We can have a look at and have a bit of a speculate on that one, because it should, you would think, give us some suitable options as far as made their bid. Making sure you buy 2 kits. Yes, it's shrewd marketing. It does rankle. Didn't bother me because I actually had the resupply kit anyway. But just bought the link and then said, I'd be kind of pissy. Peace of mind in. Now, next. Normally, finish at 6:30. That's my time. About 25 minutes. And I'm off for 2.5 hours. I'll only be off for an hour and a half this time. Largely of finish a bit earlier than normal. Because first to do my mum's shopping appointment. So best served to finish a bit early to second stream. So don't want a period of time. Thus I'll start a bit early. Third bomb. Wow. Are you serious? What delivers that? Or is that a sort of a missile, sort of a dealio? Whatever it is, it sounds like that's really rude. I mean, where's the love? I mean, a firestorm's one thing. Breaking every bone, leaving no marks. What kind of behaviour is that? There's no gentlemanly behaviour in that. It would want to be a very big plane. Oh, jeez. And the sub's what, 150 feet? Maybe more. Well, I suppose that does depend on the sub. Yeah, right. I was like one of the. Okay, I think I'm getting a picture that it's a bit of a not a regular use sort of maneuver. The way that yeah, there. Just a shitload to put useful. But then I think I had heard of that weapon, but um, is yeah, well, you'd like you'd like to think that nuclear weapons were a no resort option, but of course they're around. Reason to believe is that one of the possibly the bombardier of the Enola Gay, when he saw the I don't think the crew were given a full briefing as to exactly what they would be seeing, and what it just knew they were dropping a bomb. I don't know how much they actually were told per se. When I believe the bombardier, or what happened to believe his exact words were, "My God, we've done." It was a bit horrified. Bit cool. I know that certainly a guy who was actually the governor, like the governor of a state in Australia works differently to the governor in the US. The governor in our state is parliamentary legislation, basically. Anyway, but the guy named Sir Mark Oliphant, who took part in the development of the project that led to the splitting of the atom. MOAB, I see how that operates. Yeah, anyway, he actually came to regret, he reckoned, taking part in it, or at least his part in it, because he said the outcomes ultimately were bad. That said, when I studied international politics and a subject called peace and war, which covered nuclear theory, I wrote an essay stating that were it not for the existence of nuclear weapons, that during the Cold War period, almost certainly significant conventional war would have broken out, but it was nuclear weapons that ultimately prevented that. Probably just and yeah, these are the things. It was very interesting checking out some of the documentation, things like the Cuban Missile Crisis, as to how that played out as part of nuclear balance. So both the KGB and the CIA were leaking information to each other to ensure, again, that balance. Pretty fun stuff. Now, what we're going to do. We've got our bombs. Look, I'm going to be off in 15. So give me a very quick one. Now, Here we go. Boom. Boom shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka laka. What we may as well do while they're all drying. And look, I'm not going to get onto the detailing the tractor yet, largely because not really enough time to get good work done on it. We can get onto that next week. The key thing I actually need to take away from the kit more than anything else by the time that a big stream comes along is the bombs. That's it. Now, here we go. So they're giving us options on. Let's have a look. Okay. So, what they're suggesting. Is there another one on the... Okay, they're suggesting we can go 8,000 there and 6 500s there. I don't see why you couldn't do 1,000. Move them up to there. That fit. Maybe I'll do that. Unless I can see a reason not to do it. Look at that line there. Look at the amount of space. Unless. Okay, how much space do we need? We need fatter. I reckon. Go the 1,000. But that's a 4,000. Okay, it doesn't. Why are you giving me an 8,000 pound bomb then, you bastard? Killing me. What? Here we go. D. Boom. 4,000 pound cookie. And D are the crutches. So they're there. That's actually this one. What a rip. Something we can do to check. This is the Bombay foil. Let's have a look. That goes there. Okay. And that would fit quite easily. What if they do? But they're not entirely happy with what I'm seeing. Now these, it's pretty clearly some spots here, and they just go straight in. Boom. There, I think. A little hole there for them. They should just. Well, it could just be that that's where the bomb rack. I don't know. If you can look, I'll zoom in. You'll see. I would suggest there is where the single. There might be a little bomb thing, a bomb support, but that should, you would think, go click like that. Hang on, there we go, like that. Go across. You can feel that fits quite neatly. You'd think that would be how it was done, but there might be a little thing. Anyway, point being, back out. Now, if I were to put this in, hypothetically, as long as I can get the correct crutches for it. See, let's compare as to where they would go on. Perhaps. I have to have a look, but it would theoretically be possible, I would say. But there, therefore, there. Because then I've got, well, the full 14,000 payload being dished out. And I have only one thing to say to that, kids. Boom shakalaka. So I'm going that way, I reckon. The only thing that will potentially interfere with that, in my opinion, is whether or not looks like they've got 4,000 pound crutches here, is what they list. That might interfere with my capacity to put that on, in which case I will need to go to that. That's okay. I can deal. I can. Yes, I can. But that's what I'm probably going to roll with. If not, like I said, I'll use that one. These can go on the trolley. Oh, hey, min pins. You know, you said, well, why don't you just paint it and then sand it back so you can put your grey on top? You know, man, I think I might even do it more easily than that. I'm speculating. Why don't I just do my painting straight on top and not even worry about the sanding? I know black on black's pretty harsh. It'll come up. Boom. Maybe Rob knows this to be true. But yeah, it's my plan. I'm not even going to worry about sanding it. Actually, while I'm here. The floor of the lake. I think I may have made a small. Oh, no, I'm good. Okay, sir. You're solid. Now, the reason I haven't painted that is because that's going to be the same color as the raised areas here. Will probably be a dark grey color. But yeah, there's our base colors on. Boom. Separation. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. So, what I'm going to do now that we've made the executive decision as to which bomb configuration we're going to roll with, what we're going to do, and one thing I might do while I think of it, is pop them into a bag. That would be what we balled them for. Fucking annoying. Ah, my housemate's off to work. See you, dude. Now, them in there. Alright, now, I'm going to wind up the stream for a bit. I'll be back in an hour and a half. That stream, we're going to get stuck into the Spitfire and the Halifax. Use them all. Yeah, look, tempt me not, Satan. But I think the bigger issue will be finding mechanisms with which to hold them all the bombs in place. But I think with the full payload of 8,000 and 6,000, it'll look sexy. It'll look dead sexy. Get him to my belly. Yeah. Now, actually, here's something I found that was very interesting. I'll share this with you while I start. I'll switch off the light. That I found interesting about the Halifax was I always thought, hang on a moment, I might need to, sorry to make you seasick here, guys. I always thought that the Halifax was smaller than the Lancaster. They're actually pretty much identical size. You're getting a great view of the boom there, for fuck's sake, yeah, so, well, yeah, there is that as an option. We'll see how we go. Is the thing? Yes. Although I do actually want to put some bombs on the trolley to go underneath the Halifax. Like I said, it's got a closed bomb bay. It just feels like it needs a bit of love. Yes, it does. No glue. Wow. 6 minutes of building. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. Maybe we've got 6 minutes of waffling. Aha! Now, yeah, anyway, I'll be back in an hour and a half. We will then got a few little touch-ups on the Halifax aircrew to do. We got some work on the Spitfire to do. You got a whole stack we can do, and we will too. Now, well, I might as well put this in its box properly. Pretty happy with what we got done today, especially as far as yeah, 1.5 hours. Like I said, I've got to disappear early to do things for my mum. Which, yeah, hey, good. After all, that is one of my paid capacities. And so I figure I'll start my second session a bit earlier. No, I'll be back. Ordinarily, I start the second stream at 9 South Australian time. I'll start at 8 this time and go through to 10. Normally, go through to 11. I'll go to 10, and then I'll do the Boogaloo. Ah, no, well, look, I'm actually, I get a government allowance to be a carer, mate. Now, the way that happened was kind of convenient in a sense. COVID, I didn't get my contract renewed. Everything's contracts over here. I don't know how it operates in the US, be that as it may. In the education department, and COVID was rolling around, and of course, unemployment in Australia, whilst it's better than what it is in the US, it's a boning. Nobody needs them apples. And Mrs. said, look, why don't you go on the carer's allowance and look after mum? A, get enough to live on. B, gives mum security. C, gets Centrelink off your back. Boom. That's what I've done. This is actually why I'm part of the reason why I do streaming. There's going to come a point in time where I'm not going to be able to be my mum's carer. So I'm working on streaming to see if I can start generating some sort of income from that in the longer term. Writing, I'm good at that. I've got a book in with a couple of publishers to see how that goes. And I'm probably going to start, once my body's healed from all its sundry injuries, doing streaming martial arts classes as well. And yeah, See how all that pans out, because it's when she finally dies, I'm not going to be able to be in my mid-50s looking for work. Fuck that. So yeah. Yeah, you're not that much older than me, mate. I'm, 55 in October? Your greyberry ain't what it used to be. Anyway, guys, I'm now going to do the boogaloo for an hour and a half, as I said, while I get myself some brekkie. Yeah. I tell you, man, it's spooky. I see all these people getting around me who I used to know when I was young, and they seem to be getting 50 odd. And I'm wondering, how the hell does this happen? And then I've got to realise, fuck, so am I. Last time I checked, I was 20 bloody 3. What the hell happened? All right, guys. Actually, I have a story about that I'll share with you very quickly. Before I go, this is again one of those things of, yeah, not realising quite where you are in life. You shall. Yeah, when I was 45, I went out for a run of rugby feeling, what did I do again? Yeah, I had scars that were older than some of the lads I was playing alongside. I was, did my hammy twice, and I could dish out a pile driving hip. I just didn't recover. Eventually, they said, "Look, Rob, how would you like to be the manager of the side?" Yeah, that was a better outcome for everyone. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I will indeed be back, as I said. You are now going to get my usual finishing spiel of, for any first-time viewers, magic button for you. Follow, like, subscribe. And depending on what platform you're watching, you can track me down as Rob the Builder on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord, and Robster the Builder on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. Follow, like, subscribe. All right, guys. I will see you in an hour and a half. Boom. Catch you later, guys. Yeah, I am on Discord. I'm in a group called the Scale Modeler Safeboard. I have my own sort of like channel, as you do. I think you got to do that to be on Discord anyway, don't you? I think that's how I set it up anyway. But yeah, I am on Discord, and I am Rob the Builder. And actually, I should probably put some more pics of my later builds up. I think the last one I put up was the Black Widow I built. Done a few kits since then. So yeah, feel free to track me down, buddy. All right, I'll yeah, see you soon, guys.